Hi, a couple of days ago I shared a video with my routine during the day when my dentures are in. I thought that I would go ahead and do a video and talk about my routine for caring for my mouth and my dentures when they are out. For a lot of people who are new on this journey, their dentists don't give them a lot of information about caring for their mouths and their dentures, so I thought that I would share a video of what someone else does in regards to their care. That way it'll give you a starting point and an idea of what other people do. So first things first, of course, I took my dentures out and removed the adhesive from my dentures and from my mouth. I did a video earlier tonight showing how I removed my dentures from my mouth, and you can see in that video that I had quite a bit of adhesive left here and also on my palate and a little bit on both sides of my gums. It did not take me very long to remove the adhesive from my mouth. It took 3 rinse and swishes. I used hot water. I filled my cup up with hot water, and I did a rinse and swish and used my tongue to rub the adhesive off of my gums and off of my palate. And it only took 3 rinse and swishes, which is about 3 minutes. And while I was doing that, I removed the adhesive from my dentures, which did not take very long because today I did not have that much adhesive left on my dentures. Usually it's the other way around. I have more adhesive left on my dentures than on my mouth, but I guess that because I was doing a video, just kind of wanted to, the universe wanted to kind of switch things around a little bit and give me a little bit of a issue with trying to get my dentures out. I had to wiggle them a little bit to get them out, and it just kind of switched things up a little bit today because I was doing a video. That happens sometimes. So it didn't take me very long to get the adhesive off of my dentures. I had it off before I even had it off of out of my mouth. When I removed the adhesive from my dentures, I used running water. I used warm water, and I put my dentures under the warm water, and I brushed the adhesive off with my denture brush. I work over my denture cup, which I fill with hot water. And I do that so any adhesive that goes in there will dissolve in the hot water. I also have silicone pads at the bottom of my sink. These were kitchen hot pads at one point. And I have them there so that when I'm working with water and have my dentures and they're kind of slippery, those silicone pads are there in case my dentures should slip out of my hand. They're going to land on those silicone pads. I worked very, very low in my sink, right over the cup, right over those pads. I don't hold my dentures up high at all when I'm working with them. I'm very low in the sink, and I work over that cup. So I removed the adhesive from my dentures and from my mouth, and now the next steps that I do, I take warm water, fill my denture cup up with that, and then I take the Dr. B Clean-A-Dent crystals, or liquid crystals, the Dr. B liquid crystals. I take 3 pumps and put that in the warm water, put my dentures in, and then I use the ultrasonic cleaner, which is 2 parts. So I have this base, and then I put the cup on that base, and I set the timer. Each dot represents 5 minutes. I soak my dentures for 5 to 15 minutes with the ultrasonic cleaner, and I do that tonight. I soak them for 10 minutes in the ultrasonic cleaner. While they're soaking, I clean my mouth. The first thing that I do is I take my soft bristle brush and I brush every inch of my mouth. My gums, my palate, the insides of my cheeks, the inside of my lips, and as far back in my mouth that my brush will reach, which is all the way back to those hinges way at the back. I brush every single inch of my mouth. I use the Dr. B Clean-A-Dent paste, which I really like over toothpaste. It's not a very overpowering taste. It has coconut oil, tea tree oil. Sorry, I talk much better with my dentures in than I do with my dentures out. Tea tree oil, coconut oil, aloe vera, vitamins A, D, and E, I do believe. I haven't looked at this in a while. I've been using this product since July of 2021, and I don't really read the tube anymore. And anyway, so I use this, brush my mouth, and then when I'm done with that, I take my tongue scraper and I scrape my tongue. This is made by the company Very Fresh, and I like this over a metal tongue scraper. I scrape my tongue, rinse my tongue scraper off, rinse my mouth out, scrape again, rinse, and then I move on to brushing my tongue. I have a tongue brush, and I use the tongue gel with that. and I brush my tongue, rinse, brush my tongue again, rinse, brush again. I like to have a very clean tongue. I like to make sure my mouth is very clean. So I do that, rinse, and then I take my gum massager, which is also made by Very Fresh, and I massage my gums. I've been using this since September. Did not know I needed a gum massager, but now that I have one, I don't know how I ever lived without one. It is really awesome at stimulating that gum tissue and decompressing it. I notice a huge difference as soon as I use it in how my gum tissue feels. I can feel how compressed it is from having my dentures on all day, and then when I use this, I can tell instantly and feel that tissue start to decompress. I also had some spots when I first started using it here and here that were bony spots. And I thought that was just the way that it was because I had worn dentures at that point for 15 and a half years. And that was just how my a little over 15 and a half years. And that was just how my gums were. They were just thin and they had those bony spots and that was it. The very first time that I used that gum massager, those bony spots were gone and they have not come back. I have also noticed that the tissue on my gums is denser. I also have a spot over here. I had my molars, well, I lost my molars on this side before I had the rest of my teeth extracted. And I had kind of a pretty noticeable slope on this side from the difference of when I lost these teeth as opposed to when these teeth were extracted. And since I started using the gum massager, that slope is considerably less than what it was. And it's just now a very little slope. That area has definitely improved since I started using the gum massager, and it's very easy to use the gum massager. The directions tell you to work at the gum line when you have no teeth. It is all gum line. So it tells you to go circular motions. I go all the way across and then all the way back and all the way across and all the way back. And then I use it here, go all the way across and all the way back, and do the same on the top. All the way across in circular motions, all the way back, all the way across, all the way back, and then do the front. Go here, all the way across, and then all the way back, all the way across, all the way back. And that's it. That's all I do. But that little bit makes a noticeable difference. Also, people who have bone spurs, I have not had bone spurs, and I am quite a long ways from that. But on the reviews for the gum massager, people have left reviews talking about how they use it to gently massage those areas where they have bone spurs and just naturally helps stimulate the gums in that area, and the bone spurs work themselves out on their own, but a little bit easier than just leaving them alone. Never pick at bone spurs. Either have your dentist remove them or talk to your dentist about using a gum massager to gently massage them in those areas. Talk to your dentist before you use it. Don't just take my word for it just because I'm talking about it in a video. Talk to your dentist before you use a gum massager, but ask them if that is a possible help for removing those bone spurs. So anyway, that's what I do. I just massage my gums and then I'm done. Rinse with mouthwash. By that time, 5 minutes have passed. So if I'm only soaking my dentures for 5 minutes, I move on to the next phase. If I'm soaking them for 10 or 15 minutes, I wait until the time has passed. And then I take the cleaning solution water and I brush my dentures with the cleaning solution water. So anything that has come loose, stains, any debris, anything that's on my dentures, I brush all of that off, rinse my dentures off very thoroughly, and then put them in warm water until I am ready to put them back in my mouth, which is usually around 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I take my dentures out at around 11 p.m. and I put them in between 2 and 3 a.m. It just depends when I go to bed. Sometimes I might put them in at 1. Again, it just depends on when I go to bed and when I'm ready to put them in. Tonight, I'm not going to put them in until closer to 3. Yesterday, I put them in closer to 3 as well. So they soak in the plain water. I go do my thing. And then when I come upstairs, I brush my gums and all of the rest of my mouth again. And I brush my tongue. I don't scrape my tongue. I don't do the gum massaging. But I do brush my entire mouth and I brush my tongue. Rinse. And then I use mouthwash. Then I take the oat cleaner and I brush my dentures with that. This is a 60-second foam cleaner. There is also a gel cleaner. I use this when I travel, and both of them 60 seconds to brush your dentures. So I go ahead and put this on my dentures. I leave it on for 60 seconds. I do the top first, 60 seconds, rinse them off very thoroughly, do the bottom, 60 seconds. Then I put my, dry my dentures, put my adhesive on, that whole process, dry my mouth, put my dentures back in, and that's it. But that's my nightly routine that I do every single night. I soak my dentures every single night with the Dr. B liquid crystals. I brush them every night with the OAP. Clean my mouth during the day. I've already shared that routine, but I brush my dentures 3 times a day while my dentures are in. I make sure that I'm taking care of my mouth and my dentures as thoroughly as possible, because there's so much stuff that lives in our mouth. We have 700 species of bacteria and all sorts of other stuff, all sorts of really interesting microbes that live in our mouths. That includes fungus, bacteria, all sorts of stuff live in our mouths and are hanging out on our dentures and everything. So it's very important to clean our mouths and to clean our dentures and make sure that we are getting all that stuff off of them. And because if any of that stuff that stays on, if you're not cleaning your dentures and your mouth thoroughly, those things, you're breathing them in and it can make you sick. So you want to make sure that you're taking care of your dentures and your mouth. So that's my routine every night, and hopefully this helps someone. I'm going to go ahead and go, and I will talk to you later. Bye.